Welcome to Trinidad. We are on the way to explore the Pitch Lake, which is the largest natural deposit of asphalt in the world, the Caroni Swamp, which is home to many birds, but also snakes and alligators, the Bamboo Cathedral, a forest full of bamboo, and the famous Maracas Beach, a golden sand beach lined with coconut trees. We're going to drive a circle around the island. One of my favorite things has become driving a circle around the island, is because you get a really good impression of what the island is like. Trinidad is a little bigger than the other Caribbean islands, but we should be able to make it in a day. This is the other anchorage around the corner. That is just insane. I know it's very deep behind that. They all anchor. That's insane how close they are to each other. Trinidad and Tobago are the southernmost islands of the Caribbean. They are northeast of Venezuela and northwest of Guyana. Trinidad is only 7 miles from the nearest coast of Venezuela. We're now driving through city center. Busy. This, I think, is where the ferry terminal is. Usually when you drive around an island, you get to these one-lane roads, really quiet. Here the last 50 kilometers, 30 miles have just been highly dense traffic, like a lot of traffic, and a lot of industrial buildings. 3 lanes, did I say that already? So let's see how that continues. In South America, people speak Spanish. It surprised me that Trinidad is English. Here's why. Trinidad and Tobago achieved independence from the United Kingdom in 1962 and obtained membership in the Commonwealth and the United Nations that same year. It became a republic in 1976. We have traveled to all the other countries in the East Caribbean, so how is Trinidad and Tobago different? In comparison to neighbor Venezuela, Trinidad is but a small island, but in comparison to all the other islands in the East Caribbean, Trinidad really feels like a big country. Trinidad is 143 kilometers or 89 miles long and 61 kilometers or 38 miles wide. It has long, straight and busy roads and a lot of industry. Compare that to an island like St. Martin, which is only about 10 kilometers or 5 miles long and wide. We're arriving now at the east side of the island. Trinidad and Tobago are not really set up for coastal cruising. Here along the east coast of Trinidad, there are barely places to stop, and the places where you can stop are either very deep or known to be very rolly. Tobago has a few places, and most people go to Chacaramas, where our boat is, and really close by are a few anchor spots that you can go to, a few little islands where you can go to. Look at that bushwoman coming! Welcome to the beach on the east side. The reason many sailors still don't visit Trinidad and Tobago is because there's a big current running between the two islands, so you gotta plan your trip well. It's about 80 miles from South Grenada to Chacaramas. The other reason is the safety concern for piracy. In the past, yachts have been boarded and robbed by Venezuelan pirates. The last incident has been quite a long time ago. Advised is to file a flow plan with the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard before leaving. If you want to do this trip yourself, please check the current advisory. If you want to visit Tobago with your sailboat, most people leave from North Grenada to be able to do it in a straight line. These are the streets I like. countryside nature roads. We wanted to give our opinion of Trinidad until now, obviously, which is from a boater's perspective. I think like Trinidad, if you want to do a boat project, it's absolutely amazing. Like so many shops close together I have not seen yet. St. Martin, I think, a second option.
Yeah.
St. Martin, 2 massive marine stores, but then St. Martin is in the hurricane zone. A big part normally goes to Trinidad for hurricane season, and other big part to Grenada. Well, Grenada this year was not safe, and also here are really a lot more easier to repair your more shops to repair your boat. But like from a travel perspective, you do see that you need a car here.
Yeah, rent a car.
Yeah, like the boat is in Chacaramas, and from Chacaramas you can get to Port of Spain, the capital, by minibus, and you can get a little bit around by minibus. But the island is so big, if you want to go anywhere really to see stuff, you're gonna need a car. It's so hard to find a perfect place, because then we were also talking about her country, Colombia, which is like a difference with a country like Colombia is, in a country like Colombia, if you want to do a weekend trip, you would take a bus to a tourist town,
yeah.
which is like a place, well, obviously where a lot of tourists go. That's stupid to say, but it's like generally a place where you can spend a day walking around in that beautiful town with beautiful buildings, and then there's like 2 or 3 hikes to do. There's like for a couple of days, there's like a lot to do. So you can work 5 days on the boat during the week, and then on the weekend you can actually do a trip like that. While here, like that, your life, you really need a car if you want to do something like that. Like obviously there's less to do because it's a small island, and obviously a car rental per month is expensive too. But that's that's a trade-off. If you want to stay in the East Caribbean, which most boaters want, I am so surprised by Trinidad. Like originally was not planning to go here, planning to continue to the ABC and to Colombia, but I am so surprised. Like it is definitely cruisers' haven to like work on your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Trinidad is a good place, but I think that if you need to stay in a country for a long time, maybe with the time you can feel boring because not many things for do.
Yeah, that is the problem.
And yeah, you need rent a car to say this.
Yeah.
But no, it's a bad place. It's Caribbean, it's tropical, and yeah, and there are many buildings. You can find food very easy, really. Yeah, and
it's cheap. It's cheap. I'm sure this is the cheapest place to get work done. Definitely to buy stuff. Shipping stuff is a little difficult. Like shipping stuff is so easy in St. Martin, a little more pricey in Grenada, and here it's possible. You can get it. You don't have to pay tax if it's for your boat, but it might take you a day to pick up the packages to get it through the customs process.
And for work in a boat, or if you have a big project in your boat, Trinidad is perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect because it's easy for the people that sailing. Yeah. Because there are many things for boats. In Colombia, yeah, there are many things for do.
But it's very difficult to do a boat project there.
Yeah. If you want a boat project.
Because there's only one marine store in Santa Cartagena, and all the marine shops are still pretty far from that. So you still need a taxi every time. Mostly in the marinas, you cannot do your own work. So you have to have the work done, which is more expensive.
Yeah.
So that's also a downside. I don't think that's a perfect place, but I think like if I would spend another long time in the Caribbean, and I have big boat work to do, I would do it in hurricane season in Trinidad, and then go back up to Grenada and the Grenadines to continue cruising there.
Yeah. Dude, it's really. For people that sailing, Colombia is a country that is expensive for have tools, or how do you say, repuestos para barcos?
Yeah, well, it's really hard to get parts because they're just not. It's just not set up for sailors. It's not set up for sailboats. Here the ocean turns into a river. Looks really pretty. We're on the way to the Pitch Lake, which is one of the highlights to see in Trinidad. And one of the other highlights is the Caroni Swamp. But for the Caroni Swamp you need an appointment. So that is every day, but at 4 p.m. And we're also just gonna really need all this time to drive to the Pitch Lake, stop, see it, and probably continue somewhat immediately just to arrive on time at the Caroni Swamp, just because it's such a big island. You made it! Swampy area. Crocodiles.
Crocodile!
You might like small Colombian girls. The Pitch Lake is a natural deposit of asphalt. Asphalt is where they build the roads with. This stuff. The Pitch Lake is the largest natural deposit of asphalt in the world, estimated to contain 10 million tons. The lake is mined for asphalt. According to Asia Gilsonite, a natural asphalt lake is a geological formation where asphalt, also known as bitumen, has seeped up to the surface and accumulated in a natural depression or basin. These lakes are very rare and are found only in a few places in the world. Natural asphalt lakes are formed when crude oil, which contains a high percentage of bitumen, migrates up through the Earth's crust and becomes trapped in a depression or basin. Over time, the lighter components of the crude oil evaporate, leaving behind the heavier bitumen. The asphalt in these lakes is typically very viscous and sticky and has a high concentration of asphaltenes, which are complex hydrocarbon molecules. Asphalt can be used in a variety of applications, including road construction, paving asphalt, roofing, providing natural asphalt rock, waterproofing, and has been used for thousands of years by indigenous people for various purposes. Natural lake asphalt is also of great scientific interest as it provides a unique opportunity to study the ecology and evolution of organisms that have become trapped in the asphalt. Many well-preserved fossils of plants and animals have been discovered in these lakes, providing valuable insights into the natural history of the region. Are you ready for the swamp tour? We're sitting in front, so apparently there are snakes in the trees, so we are the first one to catch the snakes. My favorite animal? I don't think so. One thing we did notice is the amount of mosquitoes in Trinidad and Tobago compared to the other Caribbean islands. You gotta be careful with the branches, because there's a snake sleeping over there. The Caroni Swamp is the largest mangrove wetland in Trinidad and Tobago. It's an estuarine, meaning it's a part of land between dry land and the ocean. It's a 12,000 acre swamp. That's about 1,000 football fields. Just like the island is big, the boat tour is about 2 hours. We're going pretty fast, and this swamp just seems massive. It's most famous for bird watching. There are pelicans over there. I wish I had a zoom lens so I could show you better, but I don't. So that's something I'd like to buy one of these days.
Hope is a little tired because he needs dry all day.
$5 if you put your finger in the water.
No.
so many. No, I can see over there.
Oh, can we eat catfish? Jeez. Oh.
Tiene ojos. Your face of catfish.
We were really lucky to have front row seats.
Yeah, VIP cheers.
VIP seats. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. And action.
Big shopping. Big shopping in Trinidad.
It's shopping for going to Grenada.
Hola. Hello.
This is Chakarama's area, where the boat also is, and we're going to apparently very beautiful bamboo structure. It's a tree. It's like a massive bonsai tree. Yesterday we drove a circle around the island, and now like taking a side street close to the boat, the marina, to see that actually this is probably the most beautiful we've seen. Drove so long yesterday. This is called Bamboo Cathedral. Wow. I absolutely love the Bamboo Cathedral. I was not raised in a country that has natural growing bamboo. Walking around in a forest full with bamboo just really makes me feel like I'm in the tropics. But also it makes me feel calm, relaxed, like any walk in a nice forest, especially in the mornings where you still smell the dampness, the moisture of the night. Ah, this is so pretty. Just like you.
Oh.
So cheesy. I've never been in any forest, anything like this.
Forest of bamboo, because the trees are many bamboos.
Yeah, only bamboo. We just arrived at the city center for the very first time in Trinidad. Like I said, I really go on you know, what the locals say, what is safe, what is not safe, etc. Because, you know, been strangled once, been there, done that, do not fancy having that again. Definitely changed how naive I am. But you know, after spending more time here in Trinidad, driving around the country, feels really safe. Like still, I think they're probably, if you're here for the first time, there are probably areas of the city center, like in many South American countries, that you should avoid. But generally, the overall feeling, very friendly and very safe, right?
Yeah.
And now we're going to the most famous beach in Trinidad. Just making a stop here because I think this is a really beautiful view. We're going to Maracas Beach. There's a lot of cars parked here, so we assume there's a beautiful viewpoint here too. Welcome to Maracas Beach. It really is an absolutely beautiful beach. It's just very open to the wind, so it's pretty rough. But the sand and the palm trees, absolutely stunning. Just quite rough seas to swim. The Maracas Beach, a golden sand beach lined with coconuts. What a picturesque beach. The color of the sand with the mountains on the background and the coconut trees, absolutely beautiful. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this more in-depth tour of Trinidad, and we'll see you next week.